how do you decide whether you should meet the center of the business? And we're talking about the business fit buying criteria. C is recurring revenue. Really, recurring revenue is always more desirable than one-off revenue. What I mean by that is if you're, for example, selling pet products, you sell people dog bowls where people buy a dog bowl. I have no idea how often. We had a cat, so say cat bowls. I know as a kid, we probably bought 2 cat bowls in the time I was a child. So 15 years of cat ownership, 2 cat bowls. That's not a recurring revenue, right? If you sell cat food, cat litter, cats, vitamin supplements, for example, those are all potentially renewing recurring revenue, right? So not as easy to engineer in the Amazon space, but it does exist. So that's always desirable. Market fragmentation. Now, this, as soon as you do market analysis, you can go down a rabbit hole. So I would use Jungle Scout or Human 10 or whatever your favorite tools, but resist the urge to go down a rabbit hole here. Look quickly at the top 2 or 3 obvious keywords. For example, dog food or cat food or cat supplements or organic cat supplements, whatever the micro category is, the market niche, and see, is it dominated by a few big names and what's the revenue share split? So we've talked about this so many times in other places. This is one of markets, but bear the star principle in mind. If you want to have a valuable business, it needs to be dominant within a small niche. That can be geographical, but if you're dealing with an online business, it needs to be category based, I think. I'm not going to go further into that, but you get the idea. And then along with that is there potential for consolidation and growth. So that's part of the same thing. So if you have a market where the biggest market, let's say you have a market or cat supplements, maybe $100,000 a month is made that market. I have no idea, by the way, but let's say that the top seller only has 20% of market share. So they make $20,000 a month in sales of that kind of product. The nearest person then, has 10% of the market and then the rest split up between us. Well, that's a reasonably fragmented market and that has a potential for you to come in and be the dominant player. However, if you're going into market and you buy the dominant player and the rest of it's fragmented, which I've seen, I've looked at a deal that I'm considering buying like this. That's really powerful. If you buy market dominance and then you increase that, that's a great way to grow a business. So market fragmentation, the structure of the market, important. Okay, additional factors. So additional fit factors here on the does it fit your business buying criteria section. So I will just say this. First of all, geography. If you are UK based and you want a UK based business, then there's no point in looking at ones in America. You don't necessarily have to buy the shares of a business. So you don't necessarily have to go through the complication of that. If you're a UK based person or business and buying a US business, for example, but you will find some people will want to do a share deal. So you purchase the company rather than the assets. For various reasons, you may want to do that for cash flow of the business can then be used for finance, right? So if that's the case, geography matters more. And then business culture and values, without being complicated, is cellular type of guy or gal. If you see something on social media about them that just completely turns you off or you love, that's a plus or a minus for your criteria you're considering there.